This week's episode is sponsored by Helio Gas Detection and Rising Suns, the award-winning brewery in Cork.
Hey everybody, this is Rich from the Metal Cell podcast. I'm delighted to have Det Can Wait in the studio. The four of the boys showed up. I'm privileged to have you lads on a Sunday night. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us. Happy to be here.
Yeah, it's great to have you on board. The last time I had something like this was 12 Gauge Outrage, so shout out to the boys from Wexford.
Yeah.
Big up, yeah. We love the lads.
That was a great interview, I must say. Jesus Christ, they could talk for Ireland. Holy shit.
It's a good thing, though.
Good for a podcast.
They were fighting to get words in, like the four of them. So I have Dave on guitars, I have Patryk on drums, Thea, the new vocalist, and Sam, the new bass player. Sam, are you bedded in yet? Surely you joined in 2021.
Yeah, it's at the beginning I found it a little hard to adjust because I've never been in an actual band before.
Oh,
but
really? Okay.
it's been good. The lads have been very welcoming, and yeah.
Yeah, and how did you find Sam, lads?
He's brilliant to work with. Like, he's just, I think when you work as a group with different musicians, like obviously musical talent is one thing, but just being sound is another thing. And we've been with the band members we've had in the past and the members that we have now, very easy to get on with, take stuff on board very easily. So yeah, I think it was a fairly smooth adjustment. So he's done well anyway.
And what happened to Shane? Did you kill him or bury him somewhere in the garden? Or
No, we have a lot of love for Shane. Shane just got busy. They finishing up a master's in teaching, and personally, I know myself how hectic that is. I'm a masochist because I'm still hanging on to the band while doing the same thing myself. But Shane just prioritized teaching, which is completely commendable and absolutely fair.
Yeah, to be fair, yeah. And Brian still follows you on Facebook and ex-vocalist. Shout out to Brian also.
Yeah, I'm still really good friends with Brian. I love Brian. Yeah, it's a shame that Brian had to leave, but I think it's for the best.
I think it's for the best. So we've cleaned the boards of ex-members, and Thea, welcome aboard. When did you join the lads?
It was 2022, I think. I can't remember now. Was it summer 2022?
Summertime,
yeah. So no, it's been absolutely fantastic, and like Sam said, it's been nothing but welcoming, and they've really let me kind of do my own thing, and I've never sort of felt like they were going no.
They didn't raise you or anything like that, no?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Waiting for the day.
And Thea, what's your background? Did you know the lads beforehand, or were you in bands previous, or?
Oh, I'd never been to a band in my life. I honestly, I toyed with the idea for a little while, and I think it was around the first lockdown. I kind of wanted to get into doing metal vocals, and I just I was tipping away at it myself. I never really had any plans to join a band. I was just screaming along in the car to music and stuff like that.
Like us all.
Oh yeah, exactly. And then like I said, I had a few bits recorded. I think it was up on just like band mix or something, and I got a message from Sam actually, and they were saying, recently the vocalist left, and I think over lockdown and all, obviously I think a lot of bands slowed down and things stopped. So the lads were looking to really get back into it, and just right time, right place, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And had you much wrote, Dave and Patryk, at that stage coming out of COVID?
We have loads. Like I still have loads of riffs that are just kind of sitting in the background. Like even today, we took a song, our very, very first song that we just kind of put on the back burner, and we're gonna rework that and reimagine it now with Thea instead of Brian.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that we were, because when we released Self Portrait, the idea was that obviously we didn't anticipate COVID, and then we had to release it during COVID. But leading up to that EP, and like when we were recording it, the idea was that we'd do a full length album. We wanted to do one EP and then go straight into a full length. So we had a lot of ideas kind of floating around and a lot of riffs, half finished songs, and obviously then during COVID, we didn't really get to work on them much, and then we had to find new band members and stuff. So we picked 4 songs for the upcoming EP that we really like, and we felt like they worked well together.
Okay.
There's a lot of stuff there that's really cool, and we definitely want to use in the future, but it just needs a little bit more love and attention.
And even pairing up the 4 songs, was that difficult? Like, just obviously with every band, there's like maybe 3 or 4 songs that are radically different to the other ones. Or so did you kind of more or less stick with a certain sound for this EP?
I think what was difficult with the EP was just kind of choosing how long it should be, because like we have a load of songs, and anytime we've tried to be ambitious, it just kind of falls apart. So be it a music video or do singles or a full-length album, it's just falling apart. So for this one, we just decided to keep it small and simple, but it still took ages somehow.
I think a lot of the credit needs to go to Thea as well when it comes to picking the songs, because Thea obviously took on a lot of the stuff that was written beforehand and put their own twist onto the songs, and just those 4 kind of, because Thea is the driving force behind the whole team and idea and concept behind the EP, and all of that is down to Thea. So I think those 4 songs were kind of dictated by that team and concept.
Okay, so, that's actually that makes sense. Like, how old were you when you released Self Portrait? Because like I saw footage of you and you looked fucking, I'd say probably 19, 20 at a guess.
That was April 2020, so I would have been 20. Yeah.
Okay.
I would have been 21.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And Shane looked young as well, and Brian obviously was the senior member.
Yeah. Shane would have been 21 as well. He's your age.
Yeah. Shane's 21. Brian's 42 or 3 now. So
yeah. So you've radically brought down the average age of the band then, lads, have you?
All the same age now, pretty much now.
Yeah.
And are you all based around County Wexford, or whereabouts are you? I have no idea.
I live in Rathdrum.
Rathdrum, okay.
So
I live near Bunclody, so that's near enough.
Okay.
I'm a Wexford native, but I'm living up in Carlow now. So it's a little bit of a trek to come down.
That's a bit of a trek, yeah. Dave?
And a Scotty, so they all come to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. And I just fucking crack up laughing when I watch your rehearsal videos. Lads, the state of the fucking rehearsal room, like fucking hell, like Jesus Christ, that's a health hazard. Like there's fucking everything thrown around the floor. I dare any of you to fucking play barefooted.
That's the thing. Like I know it's a mess. Like it's my dad's workshop.
Oh Jesus, hung out your dad. Okay.
My dad's letting us use this little corner in the workshop, but there's no point doing the room up because it floods. Like
what? Oh, for fuck's sake.
Like 2 years ago there was really bad floods, and then a Scotty, and all the amps, like they were submerged pretty much.
Oh no.
We just not else, like genuinely. Like we tried moving upstairs, up on a loft, but then there's Thea, and Thea.
I'm a double baloney amputee. When I first joined the band, we were up on this loft in a ledge, and the ladder up to it was a step ladder. So I thought I was gonna die every time I was going up.
I love this, right? So hang on a while. The name of the band is Death Can Wait, and it's literally this situation you're facing to you every time for a while there.
It's just a hazard.
It's like if you fell off the ladder, you were going to be impaled on fucking nails and screws down the ground. Jesus, brilliant.
Fitness builds character.
It fucking does. So recording this and mixing it fell into Reggie Harper's hands. How do I know that name?
12 Gauge.
12 Gauge.
Reggie.
The guitar player from 12 Gauge Outrage.
I just knew him as Reggie, so I was just going, is it the same dude? Yeah. Nice.
But yeah, we got Reggie to record the album because the main reason was I listened to 12 Gauge's new EP,
Outstanding.
and I was just surprised how good of a mix.
Yeah.
Like, you usually have you think like home recorded stuff will have like this low budget sort of sound to it, and I was just kind of surprised how well that EP actually sounds and how professional it is. So
Yeah,
that's why we went with Reggie.
Yeah, it's a no-brainer. And I like the fact that he got in a pal of mine as well, Kieran, to do the artwork for it.
Oh, Kieran from Obsidian
Yeah.
Imagery. Yeah, no, it was great to work with, and I think the artwork is what really makes it just like a whole package. I love how that turned out.
Yeah, and it'll make a great T-shirt as well. And you have them now, haven't you?
Yeah.
Cool. I'm going to be buying one of them off and they're up on Bandcamp, are they, lads, at the moment? Yeah.
I need to get around to updating the Bandcamp, but yeah, they will.
Yeah, because it's a bit sparse at the moment from what I can. Yeah, I was looking at your Bandcamp there. So yeah, there's T-shirts going to be added up there, and obviously the album as well. What brief did you give Kieran for the album art, or did you just give him the EP? Or
So the idea, I'm probably not the best person to explain the concept behind it, so I'll let Thea explain that more. But basically, when it comes to the artwork, we actually gave Kieran a very tricky job because we said we wanted something to represent an abyss and something coming out of an abyss. And
Okay.
we were kind of messing around with the idea of like hands and brains and stuff. So we kind of just sent over this lot of just random ideas, and Kieran did a very good job of piecing it together and actually making like a cohesive art piece with it, which was, we're delighted with it.
yeah, Tia, do you want to add to that?
Yeah, well, when I joined the band, 2022, so it had been quite a kind of year for me. February of that year, I dropped out of college. In my final year, my mental health had shit the bed, and it had been kind of going that way for quite some time. And
if you don't mind me asking, Tia, what were you doing in college?
I was doing media and public relations in IT Carlow.
Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't really necessarily to do with the course itself. I think I'd been that way for quite some time. I was dealing with a whole lot of stuff, and I think I had my legs amputated when I was 17. There was more revision surgeries and a whole lot of stuff, and even outside of that, and I culminated. I came out of college because I think it was February. Yeah, it was February that year. I got jumped on the way home from a night out, and I hit my lowest point, and I threw myself off the bridge in Carlow, kind of hoping that'd be that, and ended up coming home, sort of mammy looking after me, that kind of thing, helping put me back together. And like I said, it was only a few months later then I ended up joining the band. I was still kind of processing a lot of that. So when we started writing new music, I suppose I was just using it as an opportunity to sort of work some stuff out,
Of course, yeah. Jesus. And and just getting back to the concept then, how much input had you into that, the imagery and stuff?
Well, quite a lot. The lads were very open to kind of me putting my own mark on it, because they were very free with letting me kind of go with the lyrics, and I didn't necessarily plan on making it as personal. It just kind of happened.
Yeah.
I did the first song, and then it kind of became a bit of a narrative of sort of where I was at and sort of some different stages throughout it. And so when it came around to the time, to actually the visuals and everything, there was a lot of talk around mental health and that kind of thing. And yeah, like I said, we talked about an abyss, because I think at that point in my life, I felt like a void. You know what I mean? I didn't really feel like I was there at all.
Yeah.
So that was sort of how that came about. Yeah,
Jesus. It's a great way for you to get your feelings out now and express yourself through the band, man. That's Fucking hell, that's a hell of a story. Sam, just even listening to Thea talking there, how does it feel now to be in a band as such with these lads, you know? Because you said yourself you weren't a musician before, you know?
Yeah, no, it feels great. Like I'd I'd always played music, like never professionally, but I've been playing bass for like I don't know, 8 years before I joined.
Okay, so you're
Um,
a proper bassist, man. Respect. You're not one of them fucking guitarists that has to go playing bass. Cool.
but I found it very, very helpful for my mental health issues as
Mm,
well.
yeah.
And the fact that everybody's so open about it helps a lot as
Mm,
well, because it's difficult. It's hard to be open about it with people. Um, but it's very easy with these guys because they're also open about it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's something that's there for everybody, but like if I you know, I'm 53. If I start talking about mental health issues in my 20s or 30s, I'd be laughed out of the room. Honestly,
Yeah.
it just, what? You're a fucking man.
Yeah.
Deal with it yourself. Like, what are you talking like that? You know, there was no acknowledgement, and you know, I lost a lot of people along the way that I knew personally, and you know, schoolmates and stuff like that, that literally hadn't the fucking help when they were looking for it, you know. So it's fantastic that people like yourselves are there to talk about it, and that there's help there, and you know, there's good support if you need it. Definitely in the metal community. I'm not sure about other communities, you know. I can only speak of what I know about. So what we'll do is we're going to play the single. This is a great single, and we'll maybe talk about that then. Okay. Great stuff, lads. So that's the current single, Slowly Sinking. And that must be a great track to play live. I'm guessing. I haven't seen you play live yet, but I think that's a good one, is it?
We haven't played that live yet.
Yeah.
Ah, Jesus. Yeah.
Pretty sure. I don't think we have.
No, but looking forward to playing it live anyway, because there's a lot of raw energy in that one. So
Yeah.
yeah.
And is there a backing vocalist with you, or is Tia just on his own there?
So that's actually Brian Colfer on doing the keys for the chorusy bit.
Okay.
Or like up into the chorus, and then yeah, he is doing all the harsher vocals in it.
So, like again, as a live entity, Tia, have you anyone's going to step up and back you up vocally wise there?
Well, I mean, I think Sam's definitely
He's looking
Me.
worried there. He's looking worried.
he's able first, but sure. Listen, I think
It'll
that'll be
come
up to
naturally.
himself if he feels like he wants to take that on at some point. But I'm not going to push him to anyway.
Yeah. Sam, I think you should, man. Just just take your time with it. Like the more gigs you play, obviously,
Yeah.
and it'll come naturally, man. And what's your favorite track off the EP, by the way? Have you all got different favorites?
Actually, something that we haven't really spoken about, is that? Yeah.
And I think my favorite is, I don't know. I think it's the only way forward is True Me. I think that one's my favorite because I
Okay.
just think it's just a really strange, just the way the riffs go together is just really strange and different. So
Yeah.
that's my favorite.
Yeah, for me, like, it's like picking a favorite child. I love them all. But it's probably a cop-out answer, but I do love that one that we released, Slowly Sinking. It's just, and when it comes to my own musical taste and the kind of stuff that I like, just the kind of more mellowy parts going into the heavier, more aggressive parts, I love it. I think that one has to be my favorite.
Okay. Tia?
It's a toss up. I do love Slowly Sinking, but the first song on the EP, Obscurity, is that's probably my favorite. I think it's just from the get go, balls to the wall, heavy, and it just I think it'll absolutely it'll capture people live.
Yeah. Has that made it on your set list?
We have played that was it once or twice now.
I think
We
we
played that a couple of times.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And Sam?
Probably the only way forward is Through Me. It's
Okay.
just a banger.
Yeah, cool. Now, Dave, you were saying there, let's talk about influences. What's your favorite bands between you all? Have you got common bands, or are you all seriously different tastes in metal, in music, and even in general?
I love Code Orange. I think they're one of my biggest influences when it comes to riffs, like just riffs. I just love that hardcore, just chunky guitar. I love it. Yeah, but their new album was a bit disappointing.
Everybody's had a kind of opinion on it, man. It's going to split people down the middle, I would say.
I really liked it when it came out. Then I listened to it a few more times. I don't know. It's just not as good as their last one.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's fair
Oh,
enough.
Yeah.
Dave?
I'm a bit of an outlier in the group. I'm not as much of a metalhead as I should be, I suppose. I always say more of a drummer than just playing metal. But no, obviously there are like metal bands I absolutely love. Architects would be probably my favorite one.
Okay.
I absolutely love most of their stuff. The recent stuff, the last single, Seeing Red, I think that's the name of it. I'm really bad with names. That I really enjoyed that one. Bring Me the Horizon would be another one. That's kind of one for all answer. I think a lot of people enjoy their stuff, but yeah, my two favorite bands would probably be Architects and Bring Me the Horizon.
Yeah. Tia, I'm going to ask you, who's your biggest influence as a singer?
Oh, it's pretty very tough. I wouldn't say the influence in that I tried to sort of sound like anybody, but I think when I first sort of started getting into metal, it was a lot of Slipknot and Korn and System of a Down kind of thing.
Yeah.
Those were kind of the three that when I first heard them, I was like, oh, metal is awesome,
Yeah.
And so then I think from there, I kind of just started getting into heavier and heavier stuff. And, I at the moment, I'm a big fan of 200 Stab Wounds, Decapitation, Lorna Shore.
Oh, right. Okay. You're gone down that rabbit hole then. Cool.
Yeah.
The gate was opened and he dived in.
Oh, yeah.
That's cool, man. And I'm looking forward to hearing the rest of the EP and just find out kind of your vocal delivery. Obviously, for this one is excellent. So I'm wondering, have you changed it up around for the other 2 or 3 songs? So we look forward to hearing that. Sam, yourself?
The main three are probably System of a Down, Metallica, and Mr. Bungle.
I fucking knew one of you had to Mike Patton at some stage. I knew it. It was there. I knew it was there. Yeah. So that, yeah, geez, you can't go wrong with any of those. So, do you know what would be a successful year for That Can Wait in 2024 then, lads? What would be a good year for you?
Uh, this year is a gigging year because
Okay.
we've completely neglected gigging. Like the gig in February is like our first gig in what? When was our last
Probably
gig?
11 months. I think the last gig we played was March. So
Fuck.
it's under a year, yeah.
That's
Yeah,
a long
like
time.
yeah, we just I don't know. We find it hard to stay consistent sometimes. Like we'll get like a mad rush to do these things, and then it kind of falls apart. I think we're on a good path now. So it's going to be a gigging year, and then I don't know, considering maybe recording a couple of singles and having them of like the older songs that we never really got around to finishing, and then after that move into like a proper full length album.
Okay. Okay. That's fair enough. Have you ever considered, right? Now that you brought up singles, okay, I'll give you a good one. What bands? Now it would be an Irish band, right? What Irish band would you like to do a split single with?
It's a brilliant question, actually. I think for me, just because of how much support we've received from 12 Gauge, like
Ah, come on, man.
well, I know it's a couple answer, but genuinely, like they've really taken us under their wing when it
And
comes
that's
to
brilliant. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, fair enough.
so just to have something to commemorate that, like as if the gig that they were putting on for us wasn't enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, writing music with them would definitely be
Cool.
something I'd love to do at some stage.
Okay. Who's going to upset the apple cart? Come on. I need another suggestion.
And this is probably a cop out as well, but Dead Memories are from Enniscorthy, and they're like a kind of
Boring.
I do think we bounce well off them though. They're
I know.
just
I'm only messing.
Enniscorthy
Yeah.
sort of.
Fucking lads. You're very incestuous down there. Like,
The what?
you're very incestuous down there. Like, it's all Wexford. Come on. I'm giving you one last chance to redeem yourselves.
There's not a lot of bands from Wexford, so we have to support the Southeast.
Yeah. Thea and Sam, rescue them. Come on.
You go ahead.
Give us a fucking
I
good
keep my mouth shut.
split single. There's a shitload of bands out there. Come on.
Oh, this is fucking. Do you know what? I can never remember how to say their fucking name. That's
Okay.
this is the worst part. They're metalcore band. Is it Levain? The LK.
Yes, there you go. Now we're talking. Yeah, that'd be fucking class.
Every time that I should be listening to them more, to be honest, but every time I hear them, I'm always like blown away. I'd love to do something with them. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. There's the answer there. Tia, you got it. Levain, split release. And I know the lads watch the show as well. So they're busy actually working on an EP or maybe an album. I'm not sure which one, but they contacted me lately. So yeah, that'd be nice now if you did a split single together. See if you can work the magic. And so what else now? Oh yeah, who's the laziest in the band? The two of them put their hands up at the same time. Oh my God. Fucking hell. Come on, Dave, hang them out to dry. Who's the worst between them?
Sam. He knows it as well, so it's okay.
And your favorite venue to play in Ireland?
I don't know if it will be my favorite in the long run, but the most fun I've ever had at a gig, we did the Gothic Species Festival up in Leitrim, was it? Leitrim in 2019. And it's just up these mountains in this random shack filled with like a load of random goths, and it was early on in the year as well, so it was freezing. We were camping up there in a tent, and we were one of the last bands to play, so we went in, hung over, frozen to death, and played in this random shack to like 30, 40 people. And just as a venue, that whole thing, it was so secluded from everything else, because obviously like Fibbers is great, you're in the middle of the city, you know, you have that whole thing. Just that got species place up that mountain. We could hear sheep going around. You know, it's great. So I'd say that was probably my favorite venue that I played anyway.
Yeah. And who was behind God's Species?
I can't even remember. See, it's everything before COVID is a blur for me anyway.
Yeah. It's a strange one, isn't it? God's
Yeah.
Species. I never heard of it. What other bands are playing there, Patryk, on the day? Can you remember?
Sorry?
What other bands were playing on the day? Can you remember?
Oh, I actually can't, which is really bad.
They were like a load of one man or two person gothic techno bands. It was really
Fucking hell. See, he somehow washed up on that bill somehow or other.
That's Brian Colfer. That's his
Okay.
connection. It was like very low scale, like underground German DJs coming over to like these random hills in Leitrim to play a load of Irish gods. It was good crack. It was a good buzz, but yeah, no, it was interesting anyway.
That's brilliant. And also looking forward now, as Dave was saying there, that you're going to be gigging a lot this year. If you could just maybe choose two or three, don't fucking say 12 gauge outrage. If you could pick two or three bands to do say a four probably, couldn't you do? Yeah, you can do Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, jaunt around Ireland. You know, what would be the bill like? What bands would you put on the bill?
Does Stranglewire count? They're from
Yeah,
Norway.
absolutely class. Yeah,
They're brilliant. I love them. I've seen them twice now. They're really good. I played with Grey Stag a couple of times. They're really good.
that's a great bill so far. Yeah, nice.
Who else?
Have you ever done a gig with Pain and Pain? Because we worked a lot with Mikey, but have you ever played with Mikey?
Yeah, we've done a gig
Yeah.
with them.
Hmm. So
Like
Pain and
that.
Pain.
Pain
Yeah,
and Pain or Words
Yeah.
That Burn, something like that.
yeah,
don't
that's
know.
nice, isn't it? That's a nice varied lineup as well. Yeah, cool.
It's hard to pick.
So by the time this is out, you will be building up nicely to your launch gig. And that's on in the presentation center in Enniscorthy. What's that venue like? I wouldn't have a clue now, lads. What's the capacity like? Or
There's 150 capacity,
okay,
and it's like a church. It's basically a renovated church. It's like an art venue. So
wow,
they put on like theater shows and
okay.
they put art pieces up. And then, yeah, every now and then,
Did the boys do their album launch there as well? 12 gauge.
yeah, they did their album launch there.
Okay,
They're actually, they've started their own promotional company.
that's right. Yeah.
They're doing a lot of gigs down there, so it's really cool.
You have a whole Marvel-esque poster with all the stuff that they have coming up, like a whole lineup.
I saw it. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? They're doing great work down there, man, and hopefully it'll be successful. That bands will now have another option to pull into Wexford and get a good audience, for their. I'm intrigued as well. They're going to do a festival, so that's intriguing.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're being secretive about that. They won't tell us. We'll see what that festival's like.
Yeah. So the bands on the night, 12 gauge, obviously, War of Attrition, great lads. They're a fucking brilliant band live.
They were the last band we played with live, and we got on really well with them.
Yeah.
We were just chatting away, so yeah, that's why we asked them to come because they're just really sound.
Yeah.
And Dead Memories as well. So it's a tenner on the door for four great bands, man. So that's great value.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
So that's the 10th of February. It's kicking off at 7 p.m. And is the EP coming out the same day?
Yeah, it is. That day.
Brilliant stuff, lads. So, Jesus, I wish you nothing but success with the EP. Just going by the single, it's fucking class. And yeah, keep us posted with whatever you're doing over the year. I'll gladly help you along and promote whatever gigs you have coming up. And it's a big one now to get this off your shoulders, isn't it? I can feel it with you. You're excited to get it out there, like.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, all through now.
Yeah, and a big shout out to Reggie who did a great job on it as well. So if that's it, lads, anything else, just probably tell everybody to get their asses to Wexford. How can people get to Wexford? Is there public transport from Dublin to get there? Or, you know,
From Dublin, it's handy enough. There's
Okay.
Wexford bus there, and most of them go, like, I think Wexford bus goes once every hour for like
Right.
20 hours a day. So yeah, get Wexford bus. And there's a train as well. The train is a little bit more sporadic, but you can get the train down as well.
Okay.
Same if you're coming up from Waterford, Carlow, wherever, there's usually a bus that runs. Just check it beforehand, because sometimes there's only 2 or 3 a day.
and getting out of there, is there a bus out of there then as well?
Depends. If you're going back up to Dublin, I think it's fairly safe. There will be a bus going back up. I know with Waterford and the Carlow one, they stop a little bit earlier, so that might
Okay.
be a little bit trickier. But if you're
Sure, you
going
can
back
put
to
them up.
Dublin-
You can put them up in the fucking rehearsal place.
Yeah, there was plenty of space here.
Yeah, no bother. Lads, thanks again for coming on the show. You've been listening to Death Can Wait. Dave, Patryk, Thea and Sam, congratulations again. It's great to see you getting new music out there, and best of luck with the launch gig as well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
Thank you.
cheers. And crucially, get onto their Bandcamp page whenever Dave, the third laziest member of the band, when he gets his shit together and puts all the stuff up on the Bandcamp page. It'll definitely be up, Dave, by next week, surely.
Yeah, no, I'm gonna get on that. I will do it.
Yeah, cool. And check out the merch. The merch is class, the t-shirt and the EP, as I said. So you've been listening to Death Can Wait, and 10th of February, everybody get their asses in a Scorty, and I'm sure the lineup is fantastic, so you'll have a great night. Cheers, everybody, and crucially, support your local metal scene.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Right.